Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone or anytime you are coming across this platform. If it is your first time and you like what I'm doing here, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell, and that way you'll be able to know when we upload a new video. I want to appreciate YouTube for this wonderful platform, and at the same time, I put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we do not promote hate speech. We do not promote misleading information. We do not promote violence. Myself, Linda, I do not like violence. I do not like hate speech. I do not like misleading information. We are only here to inform, educate the members of the public about what is happening. Please, YouTube, take note of this. Igbo ndị ọma na-ege ntị, ekene m unu. Biafra worldwide, ekene m unu. Yesterday, I made a broadcast where I was calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and what is happening about the sit-at-home that the Prime Minister of Biafra put so that the Nigerian government will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Somebody came there to say that I am supporting evil. My dear people of Biafra, I want you to judge this case. Is there anything wrong in me saying or supporting anything that will make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out from the DSS custody? This is the man that is trying to bring a better life for me and you. The man that traveled to a civilized community and see the good things there. He wants to bring it home. But others, because they have access to it, say they don't want this. They want to kidnap him and took him to court, their own court. Their own court discharged and acquitted him. They used veto power to hold him. And the people of Biafra said, okay, every Monday we are going to be sitting at home so that it will touch. Civil disobedience is everywhere. Every democratic community practice this. I was calling for this. Somebody came to my life and said, Linda, you are supporting evil. I want you to judge this thing. I was so angry yesterday about this. Anyway, this is not what brought me here. Yesterday, I saw a trending video of Asari Dokubo, the same Asari Dokubo that went to Asari to tell Tinubu not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That same Asari Dokubo is now telling the Nigerian government to let the Igbos, otherwise the Biafrans, to go. That's if they go, that they will block everywhere. There will not be a way that they will be transporting their good, and that Biafra land is a landlocked, really. I'm going to play the video for you to watch. Please, after watching this video, I don't want to talk too much here, because why I commented on this video is because of what that person said yesterday. I was like, is it because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not your brother? Is it because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not your relative? This young man have lost his parents in this struggle. This young man have, dedicated everything, including his life, to bring you a good life. You do not appreciate just because he's not your brother. When people call for his release, you say that they are supporting evil. So, my dear people, please watch this video and tell me what you think in the comment section. Remain blessed.
Yeah, let the evils go. Oh, come, bang, 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 let the evils go. President Bola Tinubu, let the evils go. Let the evils go. National Assembly, let the evils go. Ding 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 ding, tom 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 tom, ding 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 ding, let the evils go. Yeah, let the evils go. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, please, in the name of God, why do we allow this vicious cycle of irritation of one people claiming to be victims when they are really the aggressors, when they are really the people offending others? Let us allow them go. National Assembly, let us vote, let them go, so that the burden, there be more resources for other people to manage. If they want, if we don't even need a referendum. The president should meet, the National Assembly should meet. Somebody courageous enough should sponsor a bill at the National Assembly. There should be a constitutional amendment. The 5 Igbo states and any group of people who want to join them, let them join the Igbos and go. It's a challenge. Let the Igbos go. No be mouth. I don't start am own. Now so me I dey start my own. Anybody who want to join them, join them. Me, my eye don't open. There is nothing I'll do with Igbo people. So all these things, releasing them, they can killing people. No. When the Igbos go, they can have him. They can manage him. They can make him their Messiah, their Savior, their everything. There is no problem. But let them go. Let the Igbos go. We have a lot to gain if we get these people, give them what they are demanding for. We have a lot to gain. Let them go. Let them go and turn their country into El Dorado, into heaven on earth. Let the Igbos go. Let them go. Please. National Assembly, President Tinubu, I am begging you, let us allow the Igbos go. We have a divine border, a divine space, the 5 states. If other people say they are Igbo people, they want to join them, oh yeah, join, let them go. Let the Igbos go. Let the Igbos go, so that we too will rest, they too will rest. Then we will see. We will see. They should be barred from coming into our country. They should stay in their country. Now you see whether any of us will go to their country. You see whether any of us go to their country. Whatever product they have, if they want to fly it, they should fly it anywhere. We allow them fly. But I know that they will not pass the Ijaw territory to pass there. We will not allow them. We will not allow them pass the Ijaw territory to go and export their destiny. So any other people who will allow them anything, who airspace they want to use, they can use. But I know at least they will pass through Calabar occupies the widest coastal line in Nigeria. The widest coastal line in Nigeria. From Santa Barbara to New Calabar River. Let the Igbos go now. Please. If you do this, President Bola Tinubu, you would have done the greatest thing to the whole of the black race. You would have cleansed Nigerians of all the debt that the Igbos have brought on us in South Africa, everywhere, in Thailand, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in the Philippines, everywhere. You would have done a lot for us. Your name will go into the annals of history as one of the greatest persons in the history of this world. And this National Assembly will go down as one of the greatest National Assembly in this world. Let the Igbos go. No gun, no shooting, no killing, no nothing. Let them go. All of them. Whether it is sympathetic because they don't talk, whether it is sympathetic Igbo or moderate Igbo, all of them, their country, whether they want to take the John name Biafra, we touch them, let them take them. If job people don't touch on the name Biafra, we don't touch on the name Biafra. Take her, make her go. Make her go. Let the Igbos go. All the pipelines from Igbo land, their small cup of oil that they produce, the pipeline, we cut it off, give them their own, no problem. We give them their own, make them go. Let the Igbos go. No problem. There will be no way Alaba market, Ladipo market, computer market. No, all those things will no longer be there. Let the Igbos go. Let the Igbos go. Please, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, I am going to write, I am going to collect signatories of over 1 million people all over Nigeria. We are going to send it to the National Assembly. We will march to the National Assembly. Demand that the National Assembly should allow the Igbos go. What is hatred here now? Nobody on one go. All of a sudden, I say make on a go. Say na hatred. What is hatred? You want to go? Let the Igbos go. I will collect 1 million. Mark this thing. I will collect 1 million signatures. 1 million signatures. I will march to the National Assembly. I too big for Igbo people. I too big for Naoyema. I too big for now. Who wanna be? Let the Igbos go.
Me to, some of the comments coming from certain quarters in Nigeria about a particular ethnic group, and this time we're talking about the Southeast people who are predominantly Igbo people, the Igbo tribe. Recently there was this viral video which surfaced on the social media space talking about Asari Dokubo and the comments he made about the Southeast people, the Igbos people. In fact, in that video, he was brandishing an AK-47 rifle and threatening to kill all the Igbo people, saying that if he even had opportunity, he would have still been selling them into slavery like his fathers did. I don't know what you make of that comment.
Well, I must say that after 8 years of Buhari's presidential apprenticeship, that, emphasized or rather spread, an epidemic of dishonest misinformation that became traumatic for most Nigerians, we're entering into another episode of APC unregulated, as it were, pronouncements through surrogates. I would not have wasted my time talking on Asari Dokubo or whatever his name. If I called his name wrongly, may he forgive me. But it is where he was coming from. This man went on a courtesy call to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, or whomsoever the President designated for him to meet. Where was he making that comment? At the seat of government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, with our coat of arms behind him. With the coat of arms of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the villa behind him, and he ran down a whole ethnic population of this country. So, don't you think that it was a strategy, it was an approved speech? Why do I say so? Within a space of 6 weeks, 3 significant things were happening at the same time. Asari Dokubo was in the villa, running down Igbos, he killed them, they were slaves, and he forgot that he was from Abia State. His grandparents were from Abia State, and they were sold into slavery. In 2020, if you watched another video where he was praising Biafra, that anybody who never believed in Biafra is not a patriot, each time he says such a thing, they give him contract. I hear now they are giving the security contract from Abuja to Kaduna. So that's probably what is out. So on one hand, the president of Nigeria was making a Nigerian of Igbo extraction the chief of naval staff. And everybody was applauding that. And as that one was going on, they sent out Asari Dokubo to run down a whole tribe. It was not enough. In Lagos State, the government of Lagos State was systematically destroying the properties of Igbos at Alaba Market. Three significant things. And the president thinks he's very smart. Give us chief of naval staff as if that is the means of livelihood, but go on to destroy the integrity, the ultimate integrity of the Igbo man. There's nothing our people appreciate than our honor, the hard work we put to make this country a successful place, to make this country one. I doubt, with due humility, if any other tribe has made as much compromise in terms of human-to-human relationship that the Igbos have done. Look, check of all the presidents or governors in this country. Only Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, as president of this country, non-executive president of Nigeria. Do you know whom his ADC was? ADC is the closest security person to any top government official. Murtala Mohammed, Captain Murtala Mohammed was the ADC to Nnamdi Azikiwe. No other leader in this country. He would not only get a person from his ethnic group, if it's possible from his village. The Igbos have shown unsurpassed devotion to public duty. And we get this. A few years ago, the Oba of Lagos said, because Igbos in Lagos voted for a Yoruba man that was not of their own approval, that we should drown in the lagoon. And as of today, neither the Lagos state government, nor the now president of Nigeria, or Buhari's government had made a comment that a whole tribe should perish in the lagoon. And you're talking of unity, love. Where is it? Where is it? I suppose we have been very foolish to leave our environment, go to other places, develop them out of love, to make money too. Civilize people. Because we go to places, build houses, and they see that it's good to live a lot better than they found themselves initially. And I have said here, some 4 or 5 months ago, how the Sultanate wanted to jail Ahmadu Bello. In 1937, after he ran for the Sultanate against the grandfather of the present Sultan, they sued him to court in Guzo Magistrate Court for the non-payment of tax. Igbos contributed money. 8 Igbos, including my late father. 8 Igbos contributed £22 in 1937. Went to Lagos and got H.O. Davis, and some went to Onisha and brought Ebuna. And they came to Guzo Magistrate Court and make sure that Ahmadu Bello was discharged. That was how finally they made him Sardauna of Sokoto and entered into politics. That gave rise to the alliance between NCNC and NPC that lasted for more than half a century. Tell me, what else can Igbos do in this country to show love of country, to show love of fellow citizens? At each turn, we receive condemnation. It is even more, so painful that the person condemning us who should die, they should kill us. It's an Igbo boy in the name of Asari Dokubo. And he does not see why Nnamdi Kanu should be released. So I find it very painful even to discuss the matter. But like I warned, or rather advised Buhari's government, and I advised Tinubu, because I know him one-on-one. When I was chairman of NRC, he was a senator. I met him severally. I will advise him in his own interest of this country, and for the love of this country, that they should release Nnamdi Kanu. Buhari said, let the legal process take its course. The legal process has taken its course. The Court of Appeal, second highest court in this land, has discharged him, and they are still holding him. I pray that nothing happens to that boy in prison, that he does not die in prison. If he does, they can call it an advice, they can call it a threat. The situation will not be the same in this country. I pray, and I hope Tinubu is smart enough not to be a Buhari.
All right, just to take you back to what you said earlier, because it will not be right really to conclude that probably Asari has been sent by anyone, to say what he's saying, because investigation into the first time that video was made showed that it appeared on YouTube on the 1st of October 2022. So it only resurfaced again as a viral video after his visit to the villa, where he talked about how military are involved in, pipeline and oil theft in the country. So it may not be right to say someone sent him. And, that investigation shows that he was actually reacting to a statement, which he said some people made some statement about him, the Igbo people, people who are supporting the LP candidate at the time.
What is significant, whether anybody sent him or not, he made that statement in the seat of government. The properties of the hybridization of how or what happened before he made it, it's no more important. If you look at where he was sitting down, he wasn't sitting in his private sitting room, or as I'm here on this table with AIT, he was sitting at the executive seat of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria with our coat of arms behind him. I couldn't be bothered whether it was President Tinubu or Buhari. What is important, that he had the audacity of purpose to sit on the table of the federal government, as it were. That is where government gives press conferences, to give information to the rest of us. All he did there was to castigate people, and was urging Tinubu, not to release Nnamdi Kanu. So that must have happened in this government. If you read the whole thing he said, there was nothing else he said. He wasn't complaining about any ill treatment of people in the Niger Delta, which most parts of the Southeast are also part of the Niger Delta. He wasn't complaining. Systematically, he zeroed in on the Igbos, which was one of them, or which he is still one of them, whether he liked it or not.
So what could have led to such deep-seated, hatred for the Igbo people from the statements he's making? Because he also alluded to the fact that, during the support for the LP, those are called obedient movement, claimed that they held a 2 million man march or rally for the LP candidate, and then that he believes it was a lie. But is that enough, really, for someone to condemn an entire ethnic group?
This is why, you remember, during my 30 minutes program on this platform, making my tribute for my good friend Raymond Dobesi, I said 32 years ago, when Raymond Dobesi came, was running for the presidency of this country, he came to Anambra. I was chairman of the National Republican Convention, and he said something. He, as it were, castigated the Igbos, the delegates he met. Say, look at you people. Today you are complaining of minorities, the Yorubas, Hausa, Fulani, and some people jumped up, wanted to attack him. I said, no, let's listen to him. He said, look at yourself. For every gift God has given to people anywhere in this country, the Igbos have the best of it. If you had governors, 5 governors who are Igbos, 10 years they will turn this place into London or any other place in the world. You don't need Nigeria to be what you are, because you don't have leadership. After Raymond Dobesi said that, we contributed 22,000 plus and said, put petrol in your car. Nobody in Anambra ever forgot that. It was top news in this country 32 years ago. So I'm not blaming Asari Dokubo for what he said. I will blame ourselves for lack of leadership. Today we have 2 APC governments, 1 Labour, 1 ABGA, 1 PDP. Hardly do they talk to themselves, but they are our leaders. So we also have internal problems, which, I'm discussing with top-level Igbos in both parties. How do we begin to sort out our problem? Because we have to sort it out, at least for the defense of our own people who are helpless. People are being sliced, their noses are being sliced. You see it in social media. That's where we have degenerated. And if you remember, 4 years ago, I warned on this platform that Nigeria is gradually falling into Afghanistan. We're even worse than Afghanistan now. Because every day, 10, 20, 40 people are killed in different places in this country. It's worse now in Southern Kaduna and Plateau State, not to talk of Benue. Is that the way we live? And this president is now telling us how difficult it was to rule Nigeria. He didn't know that for the 8 years he was jumping around the world with our presidential jet. When you don't have a vision to put Nigeria back more than 20 years, how should or why should Asari Dokubo complain of Labour? I'm not the Labour Party. I don't have any sympathies for anybody. I'm a PD person, and I thought by my calculation it was easier for the Igbos to come into limelight. That was Akweme's belief. That was Ojukwu's belief. That we start, because of this hatred, which you are now seeing all over the place, let us go stage by stage. Ekweme was vice president, and we were right in power, right in the corridor of it. P2B was vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar. If he was again vice presidential candidate this time around, PDP would have been in government. It would have been the easiest point, by the grace of God, for us to see power. By the time anybody woke up in the morning, we'll be in power. And help. The unfortunate thing about it is that even when Igbos are in power, other people will profit, not Igbos. Our people are not used to government projects. We are self-indulgent people. We develop ourselves industrially, you know. So for anybody to say that because people supported Peter, therefore they should be murdered, why? Everybody has a right to support any candidate. I lost my ward. I lost my local government to Peter, which never happened before. That was the choice of my people. Many governors lost their wards. That was the choice. Igbos voted because they felt a form of exclusion. Let us throw this vote, they will get lost. And they have thrown the vote. I don't know what they call it. The tribunals will say, that's a different kettle of fish. It is sub judice, I won't comment on that. But I don't know how it's going to go. So people have a right. This APC that's talking, to the best of my knowledge, they probably won about 5 or 6 states in this country. Every other thing was rigged. Every other thing was rigged. They probably won only Oyo, Ekiti, Kwara, Borno, and one other place. I'm telling you, PDP won more than 80% of what is now northern Nigeria. Labour won Lagos and so many other places. Only INEC knew how they were able to manipulate this. But the case is in tribunal now, so we'll see how it goes. But I pray God that this country is a beautiful country. I must tell you, beautiful country. If honest people, like the Bible says, the poor rejoices when the righteous is in power. But unfortunately, the righteous have to be in power first before the poor will rejoice. Would they allow the righteous to come to power? They will not.
All right, we'll come to some of the factors, that seems to be impeding that aspect of politics or an Igbo man getting into power when we come back from this short break. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're still talking about some of the comments coming from certain quarters against the Igbo people, people from the southeast region of the country, and then looking at the political future of that particular region. Chief Dan Olas is still very much with us in the studio, former PDP chairman in Anambra State. Okay, Chief, before we went on that short break, we were talking about some of the issues that are happening with the Igbos. Now, during the election, Igbos were said to have voted more for the LP candidates, maybe probably voting for their own or believing that this is the right time for an Igbo man to get into power. But then some Igbo people also kicked against the emergence of the LP leader, and many people are saying the Igbos may actually be the architect of their own problem when it comes to governance in the country.
I will reply that question with a biblical comment. It's if you read 1 Corinthians 8, verse 11, it says, be silent if the words you will offer will offend a weaker person or destroy a weaker person. But you don't need to be silent completely all the time, because that will be complicit if you don't speak of evil when you see it. I think that's the summary of our problem in this country. When we were speaking before the break, I did say, that we were in the same party with P2B, bright young man, 8 years, 2019, he was a vice presidential candidate to Atiku. And when Atiku declared for presidency this time around, he was there. He took up the microphone and paid glowing tributes. He was one of the greatest unifiers in this country. He said so. But he had the right to do what he did. But whether that was an advantage to our people or not, history will judge. He has the constitutional right to do what he did. Most Igbos were apprehensive, behaved the way they did because of Buhari's treatment of our people. Buhari, for him, Igbos never existed. Unfortunately, 8 years, not just Igbos, the whole of former Eastern region never existed. And he couldn't be bothered.
The dots in a hole, he referred to them at some point.
Yes. So it's difficult to know why such attitudes. But I've read a lot of Northerners who believed that without Igbos, Igbos are not gods, they are not angelic. but they are hardworking people and will offer no apologies to anybody. Look, Nkoli, my father went to Kano in 1933 as a very young man. With Okonkwo Kano, a lot of Nnewi people went there to make a living. They trade in one thing or the other. They bring in things, build houses. We built virtually the first secondary school in Kano by Igbo State Union. My father was the last chairman of NCNC in Kaduna before the Civil War started. He was the last president of Igbo State Union in northern Nigeria. We loved this country. That we were calling Igbos in the north, Hausa Igbos, and we couldn't be bothered. Most Igbos married hundreds of northerners. If you come to my house in my town,
my wonderful viewers, for watching this video together with me from the beginning to the end. Like I said before, if you like what you see here, if you like what I do in this platform, as you have finished watching this video, please hit that red button that says subscribe and put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when I upload a new video. Share my videos, leave your comments in the comment section constructively. Until I meet your way again in my next video, I still remain your Linda's TV show. Bye-bye.